I was coming out of the boathouse after...
Go on.
To having put away the canoe, I walked down the lane, and I was heading towards the house when suddenly I heard something like a loud explosion, a retort, a report of some kind. I thought it might have been a car backing up, and so I went to see what it was. But as I got there, I heard rustling in the bushes surrounding the pool, and someone running off into the distance. And when I went to investigate further, there on the ground was poor Matilda's body, with a bullet straight through her head.
A bullet, you say?
Straight through her head.
Well, all the firearms on the property are kept here in my gun safe.
Father, it was a big game bullet.
My trusty elephant shooting gun.
The one you call Dumbo.
Yes. Well, it was here last night. I just cleaned all of these guns, and now it's gone.
Father, it was exactly the bullet that you used in Dumbo that killed poor Matilda.
Henry, I know we haven't always gotten along. I wanted to call you Hank. After all, you were created with some hanky-panky. You insisted on being called Henry. And I know I've never shared with you the details of who your mother was.
After all these years, Father, do you think I could still possibly care? Who the heck was my mother?
You don't want to know?
I do want to know.
Never. Anyway. I did find out yesterday afternoon that you had an affair with Matilda.
I did, and I'm afraid I was terribly cruel to her. You see, Father, I'm in love with another who I plan to marry.
You don't say.
I do.
My boy!
Oh, stop it! I told you I was straight a long time ago.
I just mean perhaps the apple has not fallen so far from the tree.
Father, the apple could not have fallen farther from the tree, for I am in fact an apple and you are a steak.
Well done.
I try.
I just hope you're not rotten to the core.
Oh.
Did you have anything to do with Matilda's death?
Ha ha! That is a rare assertion.
Don't you grill me.
Ouch.
That was the Pix. Enough of this horseplay, Father. You and I might have had fun punning in the past, but that was when I was a very, very tiny boy. Since then, you've alienated me from your life and from your heart, and now from your will. And you expect me now to commiserate with you because you lost someone close to you? Well, I lost someone close to me as well.
Matilda?
Yes.
Just clarify.
Father,
Son.
you had your eyes set on her yourself, didn't you?
Perhaps.
Perhaps you knew even that I had gained the favors you so eagerly sought. Perhaps that angered you. Perhaps your hypercholesterol from all the meat you eat raged within you, causing you to get Dumbo yourself and put an end to the woman who betrayed you in your mind.
And perhaps the iron deficiency you're experiencing from your lack of protein has clouded your judgment.
Beans have protein!
My boy, I want you to assure me now that you have nothing to do with this matter and that you have not sullied our good name.
Listen to me, Father. I have been a cad, I had an affair with Matilda while pledging my loyalty to another woman. I told that woman the truth, that I had had an affair, that I was marrying her primarily because of her money.
You know, I know that you told her.
Yes, I told her! Because honesty is the best policy. And I plan on being an honest and upright man ever since this day forward. I would never sully my hands with the reputation of my name with so foul a crime as murder.
Across town, St. Mary Mead's detective inspector was on the case, studying.
Jennifer, thank you so much for inviting me into your home.
Oh, do sit down, Inspector Detective Craddock.
It's
A pleasure to have you here.
so peculiar. I've never seen such a collection of rulers in one place.
Yes, yes. And I'm especially proud of this one.
Oh.
This one, made of ivory. It unfolds and becomes 2 yards.
Oh dear.
Here it presents as 1 foot. But if you unfold it, it becomes 2 yards.
This is quite exquisite. And what is this on the 5-inch mark that is marked Henry?
That's just a little something. Never mind.
Do you mind if I have some tea?
Please.
Now, I came to speak to you because, well, I understand that you were by the pool when Matilda was found. That I wanted to ask, why were you in the vicinity of that body?
Well, you see, I enjoy being near large bodies of water. I like to guess at the depth, you see. Being in the measurement industry, I carry a brass ruler with me. I make a good guess, and then I drop it down, and if I'm correct, I reward myself. So I was there that day, looking to measure depth, you see.
I see. That's quite an interesting hobby.
Oh, yes.
Now, I'm wondering, as you were in the vicinity measuring depth, did you hear or see anything around the time of the murder? 3:15 p.m.
Well, let me think. While I was staring into the body of water, which was glistening in the sunlight and reflecting back in tiny little bits of light and beautiful particles, I think I heard something. I heard a shuffling.
Shuffling?
Yes, as if somebody were walking with large feet or hooves of some sort.
Hooves?
Yes. Strange. Now, I don't know if this is related or not, but that I heard, and then I saw a dark, shadowy figure run and leave the vicinity.
I see.
My dear friends, Jennifer was holding something back. Can you guess what it was? The sound of the shot, and maybe how it made her feel? Can someone guess how it made her feel? What was she really feeling in this moment?
Grateful.
What's that?
Excited.
Grateful. You're correct, sir.
Well, you see, Inspector, it's not only that I heard the shuffling, or that I saw a shadowy figure dart from the scene. I heard something lovely. I heard the shot itself, and it brought out the most grateful feeling inside of me. I thought, God bless this country, this great country, that still allows one to hold a firearm in their hand and to shoot it at will. Yes, you carry a gun, do you not?
Well, I am an officer of the law. It would be stupid not to.
Don't you just love the sound of gunshots? Pow! Boom! And then that smell of gunpowder?
I can say that I do not. I've never actually discharged my weapon in the line of duty, and I would hope not to. But I have been fired upon, and I can tell you that at the time of being shot at, I was not feeling particularly patriotic. Now, forgive this intrusion, but I understand that there was a tiff between you and Matilda sometime earlier in the day.
Well, indeed there was. I felt that we handled it very civilly, but I discovered that she was having an affair with my fiancé, Henry. I was quite upset. In fact, I was enraged. But I held it inside, like a lady. And I thought, well, I'll go depth hunting. It will calm me. And so I found myself there. Yes, we had a disagreement.
Now, as I was saying, I'm sorry, I understand that this was not the first time that a man whom you loved was taken away by another lady. In fact, I believe that a Miss Marysworth once stole a man from you. Is that not correct?
Why do you think you need to bring up such old things, Craddock?
I believe there is a connection.
There is indeed. The connection is that my heart snapped in two when she stole my man. I then had him sent away. And I thought, never shall I allow that to happen again.
Farnsworth, fancy seeing you here at the hunting club. I thought I saw your cab pull up outside.
Yes. Ah, you have received a lot of head. With your big gun, no less. Well, Jonathan, I'm here to tell you something. I'm here to tell you that I know what kind of a man you are, deep in your heart, and I will not allow you to marry Miss Farnsworth. For you see, I am in love with her, and I will treat her correctly. I will not treat her like some game,
Miss
trophy.
Miss Farnsworth, it sounds like you were already married to her in your mind. You mean Miss Marysworth? Claire, my fiancée?
Yes, Miss Mary's Farnsworth. That will be her name upon my marriage to her.
Well, that's just a mixture of her last names. That's confusing.
That's how I know the union will be correct when the...
Farnsworth!
My point is...
Farnsworth, you're a sweet man, and you've served Claire well all these years. But on a hunt, some of us carry the guns, and some of us carry the tent. My point is, young man, you're just the help. And you'll always be just the help.
Words you shall regret!
Words you shall regret. That was a threat, was it not, my friends? Yes. My dear friends, after he spoke those words, someone in our story was found to be dead. Oh. But can you guess who it was?
Who? No.
Who in our story
Okay, say Jennifer.
was murdered?
Jennifer. Jennifer. The vegetarian. Oh. Oh.
And poor Henry's body was discovered like this. Oh, Detective Inspector!
Jane!
Thank you for coming.
Oh, dear, it's so lovely to be in your home, but unfortunate the circumstances.
It was awful. I came upon him. He was in my garden.
Oh, dear, not trying to get a bite to eat, I hope.
No, I keep my cabbages locked up away from him. No, he was coming over, you see, for I had invited him over to give him measurements for his suit for his wedding. He wanted it to be a surprise for his darling Jennifer. I know she has the measuring sticks, but he wanted it to be correct for her. Show him he could do it. Anyway, he was going to come over, and someone must have bludgeoned him on the head for it was completely bashed in and red and black, with dirt all over it. It was in my garden. Who would do such a thing?
That's very disturbing, Jane. I'm so sorry that you had to see that.
In all my years of solving murders, it's always problematic.
Excuse me for interrupting. Go ahead.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
wait.
Constable Limberhorn, you made your way out here. You might as well come out
I'm
with
so
it.
sorry, but it was important news and I thought you'd want to see it, sir. It turns out that the woman who got killed was pregnant.
Oh.
I thought you should know right away.
I see.
And by the way, you've got something on your nose.
Oh,
All right. Anything else, sir?
no, that's quite all right.
Sorry to interrupt.
Right.
There! I had, of course, caught wind of that murder as well. That's quite mixed up.
Jane, I know that this might be shocking with this happening on your property, no less, but I could really use your help. I know you're not an officer of the law yourself, but you've been so much help over the years. Your advice has been so...
Of course I will help. Are you kidding me? This travesty happening on my property? A woman who was carrying a child also murdered? This kind of evil shall not stand. Of course I will solve the case for you. Sorry, that's not what you asked for. I will assist you in solving the case.
Excuse me, so sorry to interrupt. The lady let me in. Inspector Craddock, I have the coroner's report on the gentleman who was found dead, the vegetarian.
Yes, you're not going to tell me he's pregnant, are you?
No, I just wanted to report back from the coroner that upon analyzing his body, he was found to have fantastic arteries free of blockage, and he was surprisingly cancer-free. That's all.
I don't know how that information is relative, but I will...
I think he's trying to make some kind of political statement about vegetarians.
I see. Well, I don't think it will ever catch on, certainly not in England.
Not there, no. My dear, yes, of course I will assist you. Come, walk me down to the lake.
Oh, Jonathan, I'm so very sorry about your loss.
Thank you, Claire.
I thought it would be you first. Oh, dear. You're still alive, I see.
Yes, ever since you've taken over mixing my medicines, I've been managing.
Well, this is just dreadful.
It is. We're going to bury him this Saturday. He's being composted.
Makes so much sense.
It's what he always wanted. I regret that. Well, the last time we spoke, we fought. I mistrusted him. You see.
Well, of course you did, dear. He doesn't eat meat.
I never told him who his mother was.
Oh, smart.
She was a murderer.
Oh.
I only found out too late, after she was pregnant. And, well, once I found out that there were murders happening here in St. Mary's Mead, well, I feared the worst and I accused him. The last conversation we ever had, I all but called him a bad apple.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sure that's not good for your heart, I hope.
No!
You know what I think would make you feel awfully good?
What, Claire?
We could get married immediately so I can have an affair.
What?
I said so that I can put on my bear costume.
Claire!
Farnsworth?
should not bury this man. I have good mind, sir, to think that you are responsible for the 2 deaths.
Well, how dare you? Oh!
You don't think he could kill anybody? He has no strength.
Well, now hold on.
I try to find as much information about you that I can to tell you, my love, that this man is of no good for you. You see, I overheard you arguing with the nurse. I overheard you arguing with your son. You probably could not bear her rejection of you. And your son,
Farnsworth.
he was a vegetarian.
This is all a rather poor attempt to sway Claire away from me. He wishes to marry you.
Oh, that won't happen until I marry you first.
Claire, my heart belongs only to you.
The lady has spoken, Farnsworth.
And I see that you have spoken as well.
I have.
Perhaps your last words.
Why don't you go drive off a cliff somewhere?
Why don't you go drive off a cliff somewhere? My friends, what do you think? Another murder?
Yes.
Not yet. My dear friends, oh, look at the time. My dear friends, why don't we all take a nice little break?